Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Today I want to share with you a heart-touching story. A story about kindness, hidden blessings, and how a single good deed can protect a person for a lifetime. Let us watching. A Syrian scholar, Muhammad Khair Ashiyun, narrated from a tailor named Haysam. The tailor said, "I had a sewing workshop. In our neighborhood lived a woman named Jamil, whose husband had passed away, leaving her with 3 orphans. One day she came to me and said, 'I have a sewing machine. My husband used to work with it, but we don't know how to use it. I need to feed my children. If I rent this sewing machine to you, I could live on the rent and support my orphans.' Out of modesty, I couldn't refuse her. I said, 'All right, bring it.' She brought the sewing machine. It was an old model, one that we had no use for in my workshop. But I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I asked how much rent she wanted. She said 3,000 lira. This happened about 20 years before the war in Syria. I kept the machine and gave her 3,000 lira. I set the sewing machine aside in a corner. Years passed. Jamil continued to receive her rent from me, though the machine was never once used. Later, when I moved my workshop to another building on the outskirts of the city, I told my workers, 'Don't forget Jamil's machine, take it too.' The woman who managed the workshop said, 'We don't need Jamil's machine. Why move it?' I replied, 'Just take it, that's all.' Another 10 years passed, and then the war in Syria began. The area where my workshop was located was devastated, yet my workshop remained intact. Because of the war, I lost contact with Jamil. I couldn't find her address, and her phone was disconnected. The woman who ran the workshop later migrated to Europe. 2 months later, she contacted me, saying she had seen a dream and wished to share it. I told her, 'Go ahead.' She said, 'In my dream, I heard a voice from the unseen. The voice said, it was because of Jamil's sewing machine that your workshop was protected.' And Haysam, the tailor, told Dr. Shiol, 'Honorable doctor, believe me, not a single needle was lost from my workshop, while the entire region around us was destroyed. Perhaps helping a weak, widowed woman was the reason my family and I were spared.' The Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, 'He is not a believer who goes to bed full while his neighbor is hungry, knowing about it.' And he also said, 'O Abu Dhar, if you cook a stew, add more water and share it with your neighbors.' How many Jamils are wandering our streets today? If you meet their needs, no one may ever know. That is called secret charity. That is called healing a heart.
If this story touched your heart, don't forget to give it a like, share it with others, and subscribe you for more inspiring stories. Till next time, inshallah.